Hello, students. Welcome to the class 11th Microeconomics subject, in which today we will discuss Chapter 2 Consumers Equilibrium. As you know, that consumer plays a very important role, a pivotal role in the economy, because all the economic activities in the economy are happening due to the consumers. That is why consumer plays a very important role in the economy. Let us consider the objectives of a consumer. What is the objective of the consumers? Consumers' activity is to consume goods and services to satisfying his needs. How much of a commodity he has to consume so that he will get maximum satisfaction. This is the behavior of a consumer, and the satisfaction of wants is the beginning and end of all economic activities. As a consumer satisfies in all respects, that means there is an end of any kind of needs, wants, demand in the economy. Because here the consumer is fully satisfied. You may feel it in yourself as you are satisfied totally in all respects. Then what will you do? You will be kept yourself idle, because there is no need to you of any goods and services. So, consumer plays a very important role in an economy to satisfy his needs. The main aim of this chapter is to determine consumers' equilibrium. Consumers' equilibrium, that means, what is the meaning of equilibrium? Consumers' equilibrium means the situation at which the consumer, how much of a commodity should a consumer buy so that he derives maximum satisfaction. A situation from which the consumer doesn't want to shift either downward or upward. He always wants to stay at that position. This is the concepts of equilibrium. Sorry. Now come to the consumers approaches. There are two approaches to study consumers' behavior and equilibrium. One is utility approach and second one is indifference curve approach. Indifference curve approach. The utility approach is called as cardinal approach and indifference curve approach is called ordinal approach. These are the two approaches through which we can study the consumer's behavior in the economy. Let us consider the consumer's behavior. What is the behavior of a consumer? It is the behavior in which the consumer spends his limited income on various goods and services in such a way that he obtains maximum satisfaction. वह अपने इनकम को किसी भी वस्तु या सेवा पर इस कदर खर्च करना चाहता है जिससे कि उसको मैक्सिमम सेटिस्फैक्शन मिले। अब आइए देखते हैं कंज्यूमर्स बिहेवियर, दैट इज कार्डिनल यूटिलिटी। इट इज द behavior in which the consumer spends his limited income on various goods and services in such a way that he obtains maximum satisfaction. We have already considered. Let us consider the utility. It is a quantitative measure of satisfaction. That is, the satisfaction can be measured in the quantitative form. The Marshall give this terminology to measure the utility. So utility is the one satisfying power of a commodity. It refers to the amount of satisfaction a consumer receives from consumption of a good or services. Let us consider some important characteristics of utility. Number one, utility depends upon urgency or intensity of want. Urgency and intensity of want. Mind it, utility is the function of intensity of want. More intensity of want implies a higher utility for a commodity. A pen, for example, gives more utility at the time of examination, but it will not provide utility at the time of summer vacation. So, you can feel it that how much a pen is useful. This is the called intensity of utility of a commodity or services. Let us consider the second point, that is utility is subjective. It cannot be quantified. It may vary from person to person. For example, a hungry person gets more satisfaction from chapatis in comparison to a person who is not hungry. That is, the utility of goods and services is a subjective matter. It will vary from person to person. That is, a thirst person will want a glass of water, but a hungry person will want a piece of bread. So it is a subjective matter. Now come to the third point. Utility is measurable. There are two approaches through which we can measure the utility, that is cardinal measure and ordinal measure. In cardinal measure, we can use 1, 2, 3, 4. This is in numbers. This is called cardinal measure, and in the ordinal measure, we measure first, second, third. That means we give ranking of preferences of the various commodities in calculating the utility. Let us consider the fourth one, that is utility is not essentially useful. Higher utility does not always mean greater usefulness. Drugs may give utility to a drug addict but are not useful otherwise. All commodities cannot provide same utility to all the persons. It is not essentially useful. As you know, drugs provide satisfaction to a drugs addict, not to a person who is not preferring any kind of drugs. So, in this way, we have considered the various characteristics of utility. Let us consider the types of utility. Concepts of utility can be divided into aspects. Number one, total utility, and number two, marginal utility. These two concepts are used to measure the equilibrium situation of a consumer in the economy. Let us consider what is total utility. It is defined as total psychological satisfaction a consumer derives from consumption of a certain amount of a commodity. That is, how much utility a person, a consumer, is deriving by consumption of various commodities, of a single commodity at a time. The total sum, total utility derived by consuming a particular commodity is called total utility, and it can be measured with the help of aggregation of marginal utility derived from consumption of different units of the commodity. That is, you may say total utility TU equal to sum of marginal utility. TU equal to summation of MU. The total utility equal to the sum of marginal utility, that is M1 plus M2 and dot up to Mn. This is the concept of total utility. Let us consider the concept of marginal utility. It is an addition made to total utility by consuming an additional unit of the commodity, or it is the additional utility derived from consumption of one more unit of the given commodity. That means if a consumer consumes more and more, the utility derived by each successive unit consuming by the consumer is called the marginal utility. You can measure it with the given formula, that is marginal utility of n commodity equal to total utility of n commodity minus total utility of n minus 1 commodity. With the help of this formula, the marginal utility can be derived, or the another formula is marginal utility equal to total utility change in total utility divided by change in quantity. Change in quantity. This is the measurement of marginal utility. Now you can follow the formula, or you may present it with the help of the table. Say commodity A consumption, and this is total utility, this is marginal utility, and there is a quantity unit commodity of Y. This is the quantity which a consumer is going to consume. By consuming first unit of bread, the consumer derives 10 units of satisfaction. Utility measured in the unit of utils, UTILS, utils. Utils is the unit value of the measuring marginal or total utility. 10, the marginal utility is also 10. By consuming second unit, it is 15. Then marginal utility will be 5. Then 3, it is 20. Marginal utility is 5. How? It is the sum 10 plus 5 plus 5 equal to 20, and total utility is also 20 by consuming 3 units of a particular commodity. So in this tabular form also we can present the total utility and marginal utility. In this way we have completed the concept of total utility and marginal utility. Next day, in the next class, we will discuss about the law of diminishing marginal utility. Rest is well. Thank you.